Well, everyone. I've found something to talk about other than gun politics for now. I'm going to discuss MGTOW, feminism, and the sexodus. In case you have been living under a rock, MGTOW is men going their own way. And, you know, a lot of people seem to think that, MGTOW is just like mistake herbivore man and MGTOW for the same thing. Granted, all herbivore men are MGTOW, but not all MGTOW guys are herbivores. Herbivore is a Japanese term for a guy who would rather jack off than go out and meet women. Granted, there are a lot of guys in MGTOW like that, but not all. I mean, some just want one-night stands. MGTOW is basically the shunning of the traditional ideal, like the white picket fence, kids, and long-term relationships, particularly, especially marriage. I guess you could say I'm MGTOW, because I will never get married and I will never have children. I'm simply not that stupid. Now, granted, if you want to have kids or get married, that's your prerogative, and I will not try and stop you from that. But not me. I do not want to deal with divorce court. I mean, there's like divorce court, there's a whole bunch of other crap that goes along with it, like, women hitting men, and the guy hits back and he goes to jail and nothing happens to her. It's just simply, you don't want to stick your hand in a meat grinder. And, or maybe you're just tired of the bullshit of the dating world. And of course there's feminism going, hold on, please. I don't need no man, and all that stuff. And it's like, they basically think men are just these savages and yet expect us not to hit back when we hit them. And well, granted, a woman has a right to her own body. She doesn't have to, she's not obligated to, spread her legs just because a man wants her to. And, no one is denying, well, maybe not nobody, but no one in MGTOW is denying that. Well, maybe not everyone in MGTOW, but, you won't see very many people denying that. I know I'm not denying it. Women have a right to not be raped, and that's just a fact. Well, maybe it were an opinion that most people would not disagree with. Anyway, it's like marriage and relationships and sex, it's not what it was. And it will never be that, and it probably will never be that way again. People used to get married much younger, have kids much younger, and have a lot more kids. Now these days, it's like children are growing up slower, and they're more like pets than, livestock, because back in the day you had to have a lot of kids to work the farm and things like that, and you'd put them out there to work for the family as well. Not to mention there wasn't a lot of birth control. And plus, back in the old days, you had to have a lot of kids just so there would be some left who would actually reach adulthood. But it's not that way anymore. And, it's just, I've often said that the best way to make an abstinence program work is to give teenage boys and teenage girls World of Warcraft and Call of Duty CD keys and disable the parental controls on their computers. That will make abstinence programs very effective. Trust me, teen pregnancy and sex will drop like a rock, and it already has. Me personally, I'm red-pilled, and about not just relationships, but a lot of things. And the red pill can taste very bad, I'll admit. But anyway, it's like, traditional values are gone. Or if they're still around, they're quickly dying off. it makes marriage very unappealing. It's just no longer practical. And I know gays fought for years and even decades to for the right to get married, and they finally got it in an age where it just isn't practical anymore. Anyway, it's really, really no surprise that we've gotten to this point. I mean, it's like both genders are saying they despise the other one and want nothing to do with the other. So why not just separate and not form a unit together, i.e. a family? Because it's just a recipe for disaster. And in divorce court, as I'm sure you're aware, males usually end up with the with the short end of the wishbone. And like I said before, MGTOW is basically guys who are saying, I'm not sticking my hand in that meat grinder, you know, or wood chipper or whatever. And anyway, it's just you know, the feminists, it's like, yes, women have a right to choose. They have a right to their own bodies. They have a right to do whatever they want as long as they don't hurt anyone else. And what's really crazy is that it's like, you could say that, you know, I'm not saying all women are bad or that all men are good. I'm just simply saying it's like, I have had women screw me over before, and I am going to try to not put myself in a position where they can do that again. I'm not saying they all would screw me again, will screw me over, but I'm simply saying I will not take that risk again. And it's kind of like, you know, there are some people that say MGTOW are male feminists, and that's not entirely untrue. We often find that groups that don't like each other are often not that very different. Because it's like, you know, it's like women in the M&M's philosophy, like with the Creepo meters, like if 10% of the M&M's are poison and the rest aren't, would you eat them? It's kind of like that, you know. There are poisonous M&M's out there for guys. It's just called divorce court and things like that. You know, there are gold diggers out there. And the result is that being selfless and caring about others, it is not anywhere near as rewarded as it used to be. I'm not saying it can't be rewarded or that it isn't ever rewarded, but good deeds frequently go unappreciated, and it's just like, in a self-centered world that's just chock full of self-centeredness, it's almost like you're stupid if you care about if you actually stop to care about certain people, you know? Some people have to be self-centered in order to survive. I'm not saying everybody has to be self-centered in order to survive. Some people would die if they were self-centered. But it's just, it depends on your environment. And it might be the best way for you or for a lot of people to go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.